Good afternoon, Nigeria. In every corner of this beautiful country, I say good afternoon and I welcome you to the POLITY on KAFTAN TV, coming to you live from the Abuja studio. And my name remains Dayo, Omoogun, and I'll be in charge from this moment for like another hour. And today, we have a very special guest that I'm sure many millions of Nigerians are yearning to meet, are yearning to speak with, are yearning to hear from. And I'm talking about the Deputy Governor of Edo State, who's in court, yeah? And I'm talking about Honorable Philip Shaibu. You're welcome, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon.
And so I'm very sure that people from Edo, Benin, Auchi, Igara, and all that will be very interested in this particular broadcast. So tell your neighbors, your man is in the studio and is speaking to issues that are trending right now. And we will be starting with him particularly and the issues surrounding all the crisis that has happened in recent times in Edo State. So, Your Excellency, you're welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I would like to have, though very briefly, let Nigerians into how this crisis actually started. What exactly is the root cause of this crisis? Is this just politics, or is there something personal, or what exactly is it, sir?
Yeah, if I have to answer straight, first, once again, thank you for having me, and good afternoon to all our viewers. If I have to answer you straight,
yes.
It all started when I made my interest known to the governor that I wanted to contest for the office of the governor of Edo State. And he said he has his own plans, and his plans did not include me, and his plan is to bring his friend, Aswa Godalo, to come and be the man that will succeed him. And for me, he has the right to say he wants Aswa to succeed him, but he also doesn't have the right to say I cannot contest. I have the right to also say I want to contest. So as a leader, I expected that he will have supported his own candidate and allow every other person to also vie for the same position. And he can put his weight behind who he's supporting.
Right.
But he cannot intimidate and harass people. And he went to the extent of telling me that if I contest, he was going to destroy me. And for me, as a Christian, only God that can destroy a human being. Our God does not destroy the people he created. God created all of us. And God, I've read Bible from Genesis to Revelation. There's nowhere God say I will destroy his creation. He created us. So if God can have not said he will destroy me, how can a human being that is created by God and created by us say he will destroy another human being? And for me, it was too deep, and for the kind of sacrifice and the kind of support that are given to him. And we never had any quarrel.
Exactly.
We never had any quarrel
relationship all this while.
Because the truth is that I gave all. And when I mean I gave all to make the government, the tenure of Godwin Obaseki succeed. I gave all. Yeah. Because there were a lot of gaps. I left House of Rep without a single gray hair on my head. But within the first 1 year, my hair was already turning gray because of the gaps that I saw in the system. But I'm somebody that when I'm in the system, I try to make it work. And I will not come out. I came from a background of the parliamentary background where majority will have his way, minority will have a say. And most time, the minority will be asked to go and tell the world of what decision of the House is. And you see the minority actually telling the world what the decision of the House is. That opinion he's canvassing may not be his opinion. Yeah. But because the majority, as a team player, you don't have a choice. So as governor and deputy, the two of us are the elected people in the executive arm of government. So mine was filling the gap, because if he fails, I fail. If he fails, I fail. So I spend more time, and that's why I was visible. Visible in all ramification, because I was filling gaps. And I will not come out public to say, the governor is not doing it, so I fill this gap. No. That is not what I recommend to anybody. So if you're a team player, you must be in the system to make the system work. And if it doesn't work, you have an opportunity to correct it when you are there. And that is why I wanted to contest for governor, because there were a lot of things that I see were wrong, but I could correct, and I can even do it better and faster if I become governor. And that was what propelled me to say, look, let's manage. This is his own capacity. He cannot go beyond his capacity. And some of us have the capacity to go beyond this from our experience and from our activism background. So let's manage to the end, and we'll contest and correct those things. And the fight started, and it became vicious, as if there was any quarrel. Before I made my intention known, there was no single quarrel. I gave all. When I mean I gave all, I gave, even my official entitlement, I gave it. I gave it. You can't believe, for close to 8 years, I only have one Land Cruiser as an official car. One. I'm not saying fleets. One. And that one Land Cruiser was purchased the 3rd year of the first term. Second term, none. But I never complain. Nobody knows. I don't complain. I was able to manage. In fact, the first 3 years, the vehicle I bought when I came, as a rep, when I was given furniture allowance and car allowance, the Land Cruiser that I bought here in Abuja was the Land Cruiser I put the flag and coat of arms I used for 3 years in Edo State as deputy governor.
But why so?
Yeah, because I saw a governor that just think about himself. And for me, I didn't want certain, as a comrade, there are certain things I would not want to make an issue. I would not want to make, they didn't buy me a car, an issue. I would not want to say that I was not paid, I was removed from security vote, an issue. So I had to manage myself within what is available to just make things work. And that's the way I behave. And nobody know all this until recently.
Oh, so Honorable, you
and that's why when he wrote that I should return 22 vehicles. I told my people not to reply him. I told not to reply him because he knows that there's no 22 vehicles. So another might tell me, I know his gaps, his administrative gaps. It's possible somebody have written and sent to him and he just approved. Well, publish it, let him return those vehicles. It can be like that because I know the gaps. I know his deficiencies. I know his gaps. When it comes to public sector administration, I know his gaps. So when I saw it, I had two minds. I said, I know this guy's gap. So it's possible somebody just wrote this and I sent to him. Ignore. But on the second thought, I said, no, my image is at stake. It's at stake. So I went to court. As we speak now, I don't want to go too deep into it. I've sued the state government and I've sued the governor and I've sued the commissioner that published that and some media houses that took it.
Over that statement? Yes,
defamation. I've sued them for defamation of character and I've also sued for charges. I've asked that the state government and the governor have sued them for 50 billion for defamation of character because there were never vehicles like that in my possession.
Quickly, before you came
but they have their records.
Very good. Before you came in as deputy governor, what was the standard? In terms of, I'm talking about these vehicles, what was the standard?
Yeah, there's a constitutional provision for standard of fleets of the vehicles of the governor and the deputy governor. The office.
And yet that wasn't extended to you.
It was not. The Hilux, my Hilux, the Escort and the Escort and there are two Hilux. I think one is Pilot and Escort.
Okay.
They are my personal cars.
That you used.
That I used.
Your tenure.
I'm telling you, the Pilot was the one that I used to campaign when I was contesting for House of Rep. The Escort is the one I bought when we were not contesting for deputy governor because I needed a backup. So those two were the Pilot and are my personal vehicles. And these vehicles that I'm talking about, the engine number are among those listed as vehicles that government is telling me to return. So that's to tell you the gaps that I'm talking about. How can you, even the Land Cruiser, one of the Land Cruiser in that list is my personal Land Cruiser. Then there is my wife's vehicle that I also bought for her, not even brand new, Belgium, Prado. It's also there. There's a vehicle also I bought from a member of House of Assembly from a neighboring House of Assembly. I don't want to mention the state. If you even check the glass of the number, the number of the car is still written on the engraved it in the other glass, the other state. I bought it for an honorable member of the assembly there. It's also listed at the vehicle government asking me to return.
Well, it's a good thing that
so it's crazy. So that shows you the gaps and the level of wickedness. But people are beginning to know what has happened now because of the quarrel. If not, I would have ended at tenure. Nobody will have known that I gave those sacrifices. I made those sacrifices towards, and that's how I behave. That's me.
So when you told him about your plans, so he told you to your face that he was going to destroy you?
Yeah, if I continue. We did the first meeting we had. I was in our mutual friend's house.
So there were even people there?
Yes, and I told him I was consulting. And he said I should hold on the consultation. And I held on. I went back to my plan and said, the governor said we should wait till when we have celebrated, when it's a year two. And when it was a year two, I started the consultation again. And that is when he said, since I'm not ready to play by the rules, if I go further, it will destroy me. And for me, I'm a comrade. You cannot, a human being cannot tell me that you destroy me. I'm a child of God now. God, even when he was creating me, he didn't say he was going to destroy me after creation.
So Honorable, Your Excellency, what rules was he referring to? Rules set by him, or rules set by the party, or rules set by the electoral body, or what rules particularly?
Rules set by him because he has appropriated Edo State as a personal estate.
So do you want to let us into one or two of the rules? Yeah,
he wanted Aswe to be governor. And
any other person?
No, it was just Aswe, and I know why. Aswe is his business partner. Aswe is the consultant that is helping him to do most of the consultancy work.
Alagodaro.
Yeah, Alagodaro, billions of naira and consultancy fee. All Aswe is the one that assists him in doing that. So now he's bringing Aswe, his business partner, and feeling that he will now go back and now be the consultant possibly. So, but the truth is that he was bringing his business partner to take over for him. And the business partner he's bringing does not even have voter's card. He had never voted in Edo State. He comes to Edo State when he declared with an interpreter when he got to his village. This is a man that even when he was burying his father, he refused to sleep in Ewoime. They just brought the corpse to bury. Immediately finished burial, they left immediately to come and sleep in Benin. So, and we said, no, we made a mistake with you. We cannot make a mistake with another person. We need an own boy. And I was available and I was seen as the own boy. And that's why I made up my mind to contest.
You had served, you had understudied the system, so you felt better placed.
You see, if the governor was the governor that we thought he was, private sector guy coming into the system, ready to change the system and doing politics differently. As far as government is concerned today, I will have been the best. Not because I am here, I'm speaking for myself. Why? I will have been bringing experience, and I won't. Edo State, we have midterm election in Edo State. So if you win as a governor, you only have a window of 9 months to quickly work. If you don't use that window, the next year you start preparing for general election. And as you are finished general election, you have another 9-month window. If you are not working that time, an Edo State election is coming. And if you have local government election in between, you only have a window of 1 year, 6 months
to really deliver
without politics in the state. So for somebody that do not understand the system, before you understand the system as governor, you're already 3-4 months into the system. If I have been allowed to go in, I will have been coming in I already have my blueprint. From the one, what I want to achieve. From the two, first month, second month, third month. In fact, my plans was that immediately I win is September 21st. I will get the present government to advertise the train station and the monorail I want to do within Benin City, and the train station that I christened Oredo Aquila train station. My duty was, I was already discussing with some investors. So I will have gotten this present administration under Obaseki to advertise because of due process, to advertise. So I will have been advertising it by October. By November, I should have been awarding it because I've already started working on mode of funding, which will be more or less like state government bringing 20 to 30% of funding, while this company will bring more and spend like 15 years to recoup their money. You understand? Yeah. So we're already working that. And I was already working also on roads that we are going to build that will also be a second major highway that will be a second highway that will other motorists can apply, but you pay a little. If you don't want to pay, you follow federal government road. Instead of putting signboard on federal government road to say this is federal government road, bear with us, I will have spent my time. The old road, I was going to open the old road from Edo South to Edo North, and I will tow it. So if you want to move fast and you want to apply good road, follow the tolled road. Yes, sir. So we're going to have competition between federal government and state. So how do I have all this plan? And these plans, we already, in funding will not be an issue because we were going to bring private sector to join state government. We will guarantee this funding and also have our own counterpart funding for them to build and transfer and run it. So these things were things I already saw in the system that were gaps, and I've already started planning how we will succeed with them. So for instance, Aswe or any of them now.
Okay, the deputy?
They cannot have these plans now as we speak to say, okay, none of them will say by October, Obaseki, let's advertise X. When you come out, no, but because I was experienced, I was part of the system, I know the depth of the government, I know where money is, yes, and I know how we are generating our internally generated, because I was the chairman of the state task force on revenue, so I know these things. So this experience I was going to bring on board to make sure that we fast track development, and this midterm election thing, politics will not affect development in the state.
So Honorable, two things quickly. You're saying in a nutshell that he insisted on bringing in Aswe in order to possibly cover his tracks?
Of course, that is what it is. That's you don't need to be told, because there are a lot of deals that I will not want to speak about. Waiting for November 12th. From November 12th, when you invite me to the studio, I will have been giving you a lot of petitions, and that will have been with the EFCC over certain transactions that those money need to be returned back to state government.
Take it that November appointment
will be available.
Thank you in advance. Yeah. Now, quickly, don't you think, with benefit of hindsight now, don't you think this same attitude that you have experienced was what was extended to the 14 legislators that were frustrated out at the time? And what do you think, looking back now, were you agreeable to that? And looking back now, was that the right thing to do?
I think the issue of those 14 things is one thing that is regrettable. It was politics, and the governor wanted his own leadership, and there was tussle, and what happened. But my role in it is regrettable because the governor wanted what he got. And as a loyal deputy governor, that is what the governor wanted, and that was what he got. And you can see, I am been having issues with him for the past 15 months. You can see I was not part of this inauguration of the House of Assembly. They edged me out and all this thing, and I stayed back and I watched. I'm not there now when they did everything. Within the time I was impeached, within 2 months that I was impeached, before the judgment. 4 members have been suspended. 2 have been returned. 2 have been told that they will never return to the House of Assembly again. So that tells you who was responsible for the 14 members ouster.
All right. Now, quickly. Now, looking back, this 7 years plus, you had 7 years of chummy relationship until recently that all this turbulence started. Now, do you regret your loyalty to him within that period?
No. And I also want all deputy governors in Nigeria to be loyal to the governor and to the state.
Right.
The loyalty is in 2 fronts, to the governor and to the state.
Sure.
Because there cannot be 2 governors in the state. There can only be 1 governor. And at the same time, you must be loyal to the state. Because immediately you win the election, you are no longer deputy governor to the governor. You are deputy governor of the state. I think that is one mistake most of the governors also basically made. Oga basically saw me as deputy governor to him,
and not for
the state. So if he is able to understand that, as immediately we were sworn in, I'm responsible to the state, just like he's responsible to the state, some of his attitude, I'm sure it will have been moderated. So he sees me as my deputy. Yes, I'm deputizing for him, but I am the deputy governor of Edo State. Just like he's the governor, but he's governor of the state. There are 2 different things. So when you appropriate to yourself, you feel whatever, if you say jump, you say how high. No. And that is why there are a lot of things I cannot say in public, and I will not say even with the quarrel. While we were in government, I know when I go to him, I say, no, this thing will not work this way because this is it. This law forbids this, that law forbids this. This one should not happen. Why? Because we are responsible to the people of Edo State. So it's my responsibility as the deputy governor to protect the interests of the state at all times. Even when the governor does not want, I have the choice to protect the state. If the governor does not want to protect the state, that is him. But because I took an oath to protect the state, I will not follow the governor to undermine the state. So there are 2 different things. And that is why when he said he will burn Nigeria, I immediately made my statement that Nigeria will not burn. Because that statement negates the oath of office he took, the oath of office we took. So I separated myself. No, Nigeria will not burn. And I will not join forces with him on burning Nigeria. I will only join forces with those that will repair Nigeria and repair our state. Because that is against the oath of office, and that is an impeachable offense.
Honorable,
if you have a House of Assembly that is an institution that is functional, I can bet you that statement alone is impeachable.
Good. Now, on a general level, do you think that something needs to be done constitutionally concerning the relationship between deputies and vice presidents? I mean, we have seen in this country, even during the Obasanjo regime, we saw the animosity that happened between Obasanjo and Atiku at some point. We've seen even the current president had changed deputy governors twice or thrice. I remember I think Akerele, and then there was the other banker and so on. So in order to solve this, what do you think can be done constitutionally? Because unless you have a very large-hearted person, the current setting will constantly throw up this kind of situation where the governor personalizes, tries to own the deputy. And if you find people who are principled, who say, no, you can't own me, even though I'm loyal to you, I also have a duty to be loyal to the state, like you just espoused, then there will be problems. What do you think is the way out?
I think first, to my fellow deputy governors, the first thing you must do, like I say, you must be loyal, but also avoid anything that will swell your hand in government. Always be on the right side of government. And do not swell your hand. Do not join any system within the system that will corrupt you financially. Don't. And when you are able to do that, your integrity will speak for you. Just like my own integrity is speaking for me. I have challenged them many times. I am not a thief. I am not fraudulent. And you cannot find me in any transaction in the state where you see my name or my office. Why? Because from day one, I define what I want to achieve and what I want to do. So anything that has to do with transaction, I stay away.
Right.
Secondly, to your question, it is important that we amend the Constitution to give major role not just to the governor, to the deputy governor, but roles that will not be in conflict with the governor, because there cannot be two governors in the state. I consistently say this: the institution of the governor must be respected, just like the institution of the office of the deputy governor must be respected. What we have in Edo State today is a governor trying to undermine the institution of the office of the deputy governor. And as an activist, and some of us fought for this democracy, I will not allow it. And that is the fight I am having now. And just like I will also not join forces with anybody or deputy governor that want to undermine the office of the governor. Constitutional amendment is necessary. First, they must take out joint security of governor and deputy. The IG and security forces should hand over security of deputy governor to deputy governor
directly.
It must not be under the government house CSO.
Purview.
That needs to be corrected. And at the same time, just like it is at the federal level, the vice president is the chairman of the economic council. The state deputy governor should be also, just like it is, the vice president, the chairman of boundary committee by in the constitution, and the state deputy governor are also the chairman of boundary committees at the level of the state. So that needs to be amended.
Just hold it there. Let's take a breather, and after this break, we'll make progress.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the POLITY. I'm still in the studio with the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Honorable Philip Shaibu. Thank you so much for making it here once again.
Thank you very much.
And there's so much ground to cover, so we might need to move forward a little. Now, in these 7 years of your being Deputy Governor, I'd like to ask, for the benefit of the people, because you see, in the media we say something that no matter what you do, if it does not get some level of publicity, it's like winking in the dark. You might be doing so much, but nobody sees it. So I'm saying, in these 7 years, are there 1, 2, 3 things, maybe in terms of appointments, in terms of influencing projects, in terms of whatever that or whatsoever, empowerments or something that people within particularly your senatorial district or even across the state can point to as a contribution from you, because posterity is going to be dispassionate. There's no influencing posterity.
Yeah, I agree with you. As deputy governor, I have not done much in terms of project influencing, just like I did compared to what I did as a member of Edo State House of Assembly and as a member of ASO representative. Because as a member of Edo State House of Assembly, I had constituency project, which I did 49 constituency project, which I did. To my credit. And when I mean 49, I mean 49 standing constituency project. They are still there. And as a member of the Edo State House of Assembly, I was nicknamed as Mr. Constituency Project. Because before I came in on board as member representing the Isako West Constituency 2, Constituency Project was seen as largesse for members of the Edo State House of Assembly. I was the first member that broke the jinx, and I came to tell my people that, look, there's what they call Constituency Project, and this project is meant to develop and fill the gap. Constituency Project, really, I always advocate for, if I was allowed to be the governor now, I will have still make sure that Constituency Project for Edo State House of Assembly member is a must, and I will approve it. And why is that constituency project is supposed to fill the gap of development in every constituency. But in the past, before I became member of the Edo State Assembly in that constituency, it was like this. I came on board and I told them, and I specifically lobbied them that we are going to spend more of this funding in building classroom blocks. And why? While I was in university, my mom was a primary school teacher. And one day I came during school hours to visit him. Then I was president of dance. And I branched to visit him in school because I was passing to go to Port Harcourt from Jos. I passed through Auchi. And we branched Kogi Polytechnic for a program from there, passed through there to come to this thing. And I went and I saw her teaching under mango tree. And the other building on the right was mud classroom. It's as good as giving way. Dilapidated was giving way. So that picture was stuck in my memory. So when I became member of the Edo State House of Assembly, the first thing was, that school was a major thing. I said, no, that we have to bring that school down and rebuild it. And so I lobbied them and they agree. That's why my first constituency project was Izuage Primary School in Ayua in Uzari. That was where my mom taught. I built it and furnished it. Such building, 3 blocks of classrooms each. I built 49 blocks of 3 classroom. What I mean, so you can times a block of 3 classroom times 49.
Yeah.
So you know the total number of classrooms that I built across.
You're talking about 147
wards. 5 wards. In Ward 5, which is South Ibe, every of the 7 villages that make up South Ibe had my projects.
All right.
I will build a market that is in the House of Assembly beyond motions and bill. Then, as a member of House of Rep,
even that 1 year.
That 1 year that I was there, I did 13 constituency projects. 13. When I mean 13 constituency projects, physical structure, and I'm not health center and classrooms again. Blocks of classroom furnished. That is not part of my empowerment program of giving vehicle, giving dryers, giving sewing machines. That one is not included in this constituency program I'm talking about. Those were empowerment programs. So, as deputy governor, the governor had the final say. In my constituency, I was able to lobby to have C4 projects. C4 projects are 1 kilometer, 500 meters adjoining roads. Those were all I was able to influence. Nothing more. But on my own, because I'm Mr. Constituency Project, I had to divide because people want to see what I've done.
Yes.
If you go to Uzare now, the ultra-modern palace of the Ogenene of Uzare that was built 1950 something. Go there now, you see an ultra-modern smart palace in that place. It was built by me and donation of my friends. I have also built churches. I'm a Catholic. St. Jerome, go there now. I built that church.
Personal.
These are personal. I have to engage in personal project when I'm not getting major project. The Reverend Father's houses, I can count the number. Then education scholarship. My scholarship goes to indigents, and those indigent students, I pay monthly stipends to them. The boys, I pay them 30,000 monthly. The girls
in higher institution.
They get monthly stipends of 30,000 and 40,000 naira for the girls. And why the girls? My wife told me, look, you pay more to the girls because every month they have extra thing they do that the boys don't do. So I have to now increase the girls on to 40, the boys 30. And when I mean scholarship, I pay their school fees in full. I pay for their accommodation in full. I give them transport money when they are going to school and when they are returning back. So I have that scholarship. I also have health foundation. And that health foundation, in the past 7 years, I was able to help 2 indigent people to India. One of them is for patient that has hole in the heart. I was able to help from Nigeria up to India for the operation. Then the other one is one of my leader in Jetu. I was also helping to do an operation in India. Those are the two that have assisted out of the country. But within the system, there are many. That will, and we pay in full. I have that foundation. We pay their health bills in full. Then if you go to UBTH,
right,
there are certain category of people that the UBTH will treat, and when we treat them, they are not able to pay. There's a place they keep them until
like they are in detention.
Yeah,
until they pay.
If you go there, you see my record. Every other annually, I go there, I check the numbers, and I negotiate their bills. I pay.
All right.
So this
so Your Excellency, that's a good record out there. I'm sure that so many persons.
I'm calling the institution, so you can go to those institutions and find out. You see those things out there, and these are not things I announce, because for me, these are voluntary things I like to do for humanitarian venture.
A quick one, Honorable. There was this commotion at the Benin airport some few weeks back. You were at the airport. The APC candidate in the forthcoming elections was there, and there was a gunshot or an explosion, and there was this back and forth between your camp and the governor's camp, or the state government's camp, pointing accusing fingers at each other. Now that you're here, let's hear from you. I mean, as they say, let's hear from the horse's mouth. What exactly happened?
Yeah, it's not the state government. It is the governor.
Okay.
Yeah, and the governor does not consider himself as state government. There's governor, there's deputy governor. So it's not the state government. So I disassociate the Edo state government from that. Instead, it's the governor. Because as deputy governor, I'm part of the government, and we do not agree as a government to go and shoot the deputy governor of Edo State. So it is the governor and his team in government that decided that they will assassinate the deputy governor of Edo State, Comrade Philip Shaibu. It was an assassination attempt.
Assassinate is a strong word.
I'm saying that, I'm repeating it again. It is not Edo State government. I disassociate Edo State government from that. It is Governor Obaseki and his team that planned to assassinate the deputy governor of Edo State, Comrade Philip Shaibu, on that day.
Do you have a report lodged with the police?
The police are already investigating, and people are already confessing how it was planned. So for me to say it, I am saying it with authority, because I have videos and I have documentary evidence or confessional statement of how it was planned. And that is why before now, I don't call his name. I just say, I just see it as maybe politics. But from the confessional statement and things I discovered, I now know that it was an assassination attempt on me. In the Monday of Pekulo was just a victim, because they didn't know that he was going to join me to come to.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was coming, and fortunately a mutual friend gave us his aircraft to come, and he decided that instead of going, let me save my ticket, instead of me to use my already paid, let me join you. And that was how they brought us to Benin. And that incident happened. And I pray that God grant the policeman internal arrest, and it was very unnecessary, and it was avoidable. But because the governor, according to one of the suspects, the governor told them that I must not be allowed to enter the state.
Wow.
Anyhow, they must make sure I don't enter the state. He did it to Shomole.
Let's move.
He did it to Shomole.
Let's move forward, especially because you just mentioned the Shomole. Let's look at a point. Our historical records show that you have been a follower, a dedicated follower of Shomole, but at some point, you seemed to abandon him and went with this same Obaseki. And then now, in recent times, you are back again. How would you describe the relationship right now? How would you describe what led to that abandonment? What led to that separation at that point? And then what's the status right now?
Yeah, I think both I have learned my lesson, and I'm also happy that the comrade Adams Shomole recently also said he has also learned his lesson. All of us have learned bitter lessons from mistakes that we made in the past, because Obaseki won't be governor today if God have not used Oshomole to bring him in.
First of all.
First and foremost. Some of us oppose it from day one. It took Comrade Adams Ali Oshomole 3 months to convince me and other people that were having the same mind, that this man, you don't know this man will destroy the politics. But Comrade, when Comrade means something, is see more reason why it should work than reason why it should not work.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, we because of the respect we have for Oshomole, as at that time as governor, since this man is convinced that this man was okay, we gave in, and that's how we supported Obaseki, and it became immediately after the primaries. There was a problem that this guy, how do we manage him, because nobody know him? Who can bring political value? That was how my name came, and I was drafted to come and add political value to that ticket, and that's how I was drafted. I was just spending 18 months in House of Rep. I was asked to come and give political value, which initially I didn't want, but my team convinced me that, look, you will be the only eye we have there. Please take. And that's how I had to leave House of Rep to become deputy governor of the state. So my relationship with Comrade, my relationship with Comrade was the second term.
Yes.
And when the issue of it doesn't have certificate and all that, so all of us, not just me, all of us saw it as Comrade, you already said no go to godfatherism. This one is oppression. So we saw it as oppressive. But some of the things Comrade told us then, this guy is playing it out now. So that is why some of us feel that I'm regretting it, because that the story of the adage that says what an old man sits
while sitting,
while he sees while sitting. When young men like us climb a 10-story building we cannot see, came to fall. You know, so having seen that, most of the thing Comrade was telling us, the reason why this guy cannot be trusted and contest for the second term, played out. We didn't have any choice than to go and swallow our pride, swallow our vomit, and say, look, Comrade, you were right, we were wrong. We are sorry. Even when we know you brought him, but when you say we should now go, we didn't listen to you.
That's recently now.
Yeah, so I was sorry about it, and I was not ashamed to say sorry.
Yeah.
I was not ashamed to say sorry, because when you make mistake and you don't own up to the mistake, then you are not ready to progress.
Let me ask you this question pointedly. I don't know how you'd love it. Were you part of the plot, the ouster plot of Oshomole from his chairmanship of the party?
The governor came to tell us that they have concluded his removal.
No, but were you part of it?
Yeah, of course. I was
at that time.
As at that time, yeah, because
there was someone from the ward who was sponsored to.
Yeah, the governor funded all those processes.
With your active support,
of course, not connivant. He sent me 1 or 2 errands, and I followed.
So right now, is that forgiven? Is that
yes? I know Comrade, and I also do things like him. There are a lot of influence he has over me in terms of certain things I also do. There's one thing Comrade told me when I was fighting one of my leaders that time, and he tried to reconcile us, and I said, this leader, no, this man has never won his unit.
Need to go on a short break, please. Yeah. Please don't lose your train of thoughts. Viewers will go on this very short break, and when we come back, you would be expected. We will invite you to participate by making your calls on 08029938365. It will be displayed on the screen, and so you can be a part of this wonderful, scintillating show that's going on right now. Welcome back, viewers. I do hope that you're having a great time watching this program. This is a master exclusive. I'm sure that several persons have been looking forward to hearing from this man that we have in the studio. So savor this opportunity. I'll take this call and then we can make some progress from here. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, what's your name and where you're calling from? Let's make it as snappy as possible.
My name is Peter. I'm calling from Benue State.
Okay, Peter. I heard Peter from Benue State. Go ahead, please.
Vitalis.
Oh, Vitalis. Oh, Vitalis. Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah. I appreciate your guest in the studio for doing a very good job. And for me, I am saying that you should continue with the good job as me. Not a human being can pay him, only the living God.
Thank you very much, Vitalis. Thank you very much. Now, quickly, Your Excellency. Now, what's the status of the court case right now? Because it's a curious situation in Edo State where it seems as if you have two deputy governors, and that's not possible. At the same time, a lacuna, a vacuum is not possible. So what exactly, because the last judgment we read in the papers that you were supposed to be restored to the office, your security details were supposed to be restored, and you also, in enforcing it, made pronouncements to the effect that you were going to resume, and that your aides, you mentioned some of Bohiama and so on, Nago Gise or something, you mentioned quite a number of them, that they must resume. But today, the reality is different.
No, it's not different. I've resumed work. People have been asking, are you in government house? And I said, yes, I'm in government house. And why am I in government house? Before the impeachment, the governor purportedly relocated the office of the deputy governor, which he does not also have power to do. For you to relocate even his office, he doesn't have the power to relocate his own office, talk less of deputy governor's office, because it's a constitutional office, and even government house is a constitution, is in the constitution. So Osadebe, number one, Osadebe is what the constitution recognizes as government house, where the governor and deputy governor office is.
Do you mind if we take this? Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, please, what's your name and where you're calling from? Let's have it as quick as possible.
So my name is calling right here in Abuja.
You said your name is what? Olumide. Please, let's have your contribution quickly.
All right. So I want to ask my people comment there. I understand. I saw it last recent interview with Shaibu Kimbaloyi,
right,
and I resonated with that. And with this I'm saying to you now, I want to ask him a very vital question since he is a Christian. I understand Governor Obaseki will not know, or right now he's blinded by power. He does not know the damage or the hurt he has caused you and those who believe in your own movement or philosophy until he leaves power.
So what's the question, quickly?
The question now is that, is he having it at the back of his mind, or is he having it now to forgive him no matter what? To forgive him no matter what?
Well,
that is just what I want to ask.
Ahmed will answer you quickly.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Olumide.
Yeah, Mr. Olumide, thank you very much. I don't have any choice when the issue of forgiveness comes. I don't have choice. If Obaseki comes to me today and say, forgive me, I don't have choice, because I will forgive him because God say I should forgive him. Because I'm also a sinner, and I cannot go to God to say, forgive me my sin, without first forgiving those that have trespassed against me. But the truth is that whether I forgive Obaseki or not, he must face the law after November 12th. Forgiveness could be his attempted murder and how he has deprived me of amenities. I forgive him, no problem. But when it comes to stewardship, he must face the law after November 12th.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so like I was saying before your break, Comrade taught me one thing. He said, when you are fighting, that was when we were NANS, when I was NANS and he was NLC president.
Right.
He said, Philip, there was one of these forest strike, and we NANS were like, no, we will not go and join the negotiation and everything. And he said, Philip, no. You see, in every fight, deploy energy, 80% energy, but you must leave at least a minimum of 20% window for negotiation, because this is democracy.
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm calling from Jeppe.
go on.
Right to this program, watching the deputy governor, the former deputy governor on the line with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Can I go on? Can I ask a question?
Quickly, please, quickly, yeah.
Yeah, please, this deputy governor is not a really sincere person. He has an evil mind.
Okay.
I need to respect him a lot. I'm not a politician. I don't belong to PDP. I don't belong to APC. The governor has really helped this man. No deputy governor is known. You as a representative there.
Listen to this. Listen.
Very popular. Wait, let me go to the street.
No, please, as much as possible, don't tell my guest is evil. You can make your point without that kind of insult. Please, don't get personal. Make your point.
Wait, from the way he's talking.
Go ahead, make your point.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. The way he's speaking. You don't speak like somebody that helped you a lot. If he's not greedy, he was a member of House of Assembly. He was a member of Reps. He came to be a deputy governor 7 years from the same place someone like came from. So the next person that was supposed to come, is it not fair enough? Just like we are saying north south, let it go to south. Is it not fair enough for it to go to Esa? I'm not Esa man, I'm from Edo. But is it not fair enough? Why he, as a deputy governor, just want to resume as a governor? And when they even remove you as a deputy governor and they come and affirm you, are you supposed to affirm yourself in that manner? And you're supposed to wait for a day leave? I believe is the one that caused that confusion. You know, he just said it's about taking. I mean, it's not really okay.
Thank you. Thank you. You have asked your question. Listen now. Listen to the response.
All right. I want to thank you for your statement just now.
By the way, you didn't tell us your name. You didn't tell us your name. Your name, please. Your name.
My name is Kes.
Ken. All right. Scan. Oh, Kes. And you're calling from where, please? Once again.
From Germany.
From Germany. Please, can you stay off the line and just watch and hear the response? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Kes, I am not wicked first, and I'm not evil. If you know me very well, you will know that I am not that. And when you say God Obaseki has helped me, no, God has helped me. I was in the university days, first month in University of Jos, I was class rep. 3 months after, I became member of, I contested to become a member representing Abuja Hostel, one of the most populous hostel in University of Jos. I became a member of the student union government representing Abuja Hostel. Second year in University of Jos, I became the welfare secretary. I contested, I became the welfare secretary of the student union. And when you go to University of Jos today, I'm sure some of my classmates and even the school authority are listening. If you go there today, you see I revamped the transport system in the school as the welfare secretary who is in charge of transport in University of Jos. And in my third year, I became Abacha Must Go coordinator of NANS Zone C. Zone C comprises of North Central states and Northeast. So I was in charge of that area to say Abacha must go, we want democracy. And in year 4, as in the university, I I contested to be president of NANS, #1 student, and I became president of NANS. In 2007, when I dived into politics, I contested, and when I became president of NANS, Oshomole became president of the NLC 2 months after I became president of NANS. So we are from the same area. He's at the national president of NLC. At the national, I was NANS president. He did send a message. Now, as governor, he became governor. I became member of the Edo State House of Assembly. As governor, I became member of House of Rep. And when he left, I became deputy governor of Edo State. That experience is what we need now to salvage Edo State. So this argument you are posing is the same argument all the governors people are posing. And they speak like you speak. I know maybe they will have sent you text to say that. But let me tell you, we need to take our state back. I don't get angry with statements like that. Because when people like that speak, you are not abreast with what is happening in the state.
I
so I just gave you,
have done
I just gave you my history.
Have so much more.
I just gave you my history from where I'm coming from. And Obaseki, in all this, he was not part of any of this success. First year in 2016, I was drafted to assist him. Second year, I fought oppression to make him governor. And as I speak, financially and everything, I put in everything.
Your Excellency, let's move forward. Now, talking nationally and in terms of the forthcoming elections, I'll probably put the two questions together. Now, first of all, recently, just last week or thereabouts, the National Council of States applauded the government of the day, saying, they gave him a vote, the president and his regime, a vote of confidence at a time when masses had just concluded a 10-day protest. What's your take on that? That's one. Two, what are the chances of your party having left PDP and gone to APC? What are the chances of APC in this forthcoming election by your own calculations? And then also, was that the best option for you? Some people are saying the person you had some problem with is Governor Obaseki, not with the party, and that you had better chances in the near future of using the platform of PDP to move forward rather than going back to APC. I don't know how you will put these three things together because we're short of time.
Leaving the party, the party didn't do its work as party. The leadership of the party failed. I made effort to reach the party. And say, look, you cannot rig us out of the primaries and refuse to even appeal to us not to fight. And I said, we are going to court. If a responsible leadership of a party, we call for a truce. We call for a meeting.
And the party never did.
They never called any of us. 10 people contested an election. 9 are aggrieved. Nobody. I had to make move to the party and say, look, call us. There are still chances I can even influence some of these people for us to reconcile
and have
one front.
Yeah.
I said, look at even APC. They are already reconciling. That is how party, and I don't want to put it on I called some national leadership of the party. I made the call. I said, look, one of them had told me the governor of Bauchi had been asked to undo that. I said, okay, reach out to him. I said, I called you and I said, if they don't do this, very soon there will be tsunami in the party. The guy appreciated me. I never got any call. So at the level of that, it's like, because the governor had gone to feed them that we are no neophytes, we are nobody, so he will win without us.
Yes,
so no problem.
We have just 3 minutes to go.
Yeah.
So the
other one is
one of them you already talked about.
So joining
the chances of the party.
The chances are huge. If you check, because of our Obaseki's attitude, because of the way he has fought.
But there's a huge problem of, quote unquote, that people say that your candidate is unable to articulate his policies, has dodged the debate that was held, has evaded opportunities to interface with groups and individuals.
It's not everybody that is eloquent. And those that are eloquent, what have we achieved with it? The executive leadership is such that if you even have native intelligence, all you need to do is to put a team together. Watch President Bola Ahmed Tinubu when he was in Chatham House, when certain questions were posed to him. He delegated.
Yeah.
You understand? Because that is what an executive officer will do. And when you interact with Monday is somebody that is stage fright, but is somebody that he understands what he wants to achieve. And that is why I made up my mind that when I engaged him, I said, this is not the person I see from afar. This guy has something. What he wants to achieve in Edo will be achieved without too much English. Right. And it's not somebody that is packaged. As well as packaged. It's all packaging.
Well,
it's all packaging.
Many times.
And we package the same way Obaseki was packaged.
Many times packaging is very important because it has to be addressed.
But if you check Obaseki, the first time he addressed Edo after he was made candidate, he was reading from a book.
And Oshomole was really speaking for
yes, I was reading. Now, every time we go to rally, he was reading from the book.
What's your take on the Council of State's vote of confidence?
Yes, I have one of those that believe that you cannot use 1 year to assess anybody in government.
But can you use 1 year to make pronouncements that put people in jeopardy?
You see, a leader should be somebody that is ready to take decisions that may not necessarily be popular, but in the long run will benefit the generality of the people. But a leader that is not able to take decisions that will benefit the generality of the people in the nearest future, and he sees it as something that can benefit us, that leader at the end of the day will be stoned. Because look, as at the time it will happen, he will say it's because of you I didn't take the decision. People will say, no, we didn't elect you because we elected you because we know you can do it. So when you realize that taking that decision will have been better for you in the long run, why did you not take it? So a leader is somebody that has the courage, the will to take tough decisions that may really affect his image, but in the long run he will be applauded for it. I remember Oshomole that time. I remember Oshomole. 30 seconds. Let me refer to Oshomole. Oshomole once told us when he became governor, there are some policies he took that time in 2008. Everybody was shouting. He said, look, I would prefer to be bull now and be celebrated later than to be applauded now and be bull later. And at the end of the day, it was celebrated out.
Right. Closing remarks. What do you have to say to Nigerians, to Edolites?
Yeah, to Edolites, please.
Edolites particularly want to know, are you back in office? What is the situation?
Yeah, I'm back in office.
Who is the deputy governor? Is it Honorable Philip Shaibu? Is it
there cannot be two deputy governors. No, there cannot be two. I don't like to call Omobayo. You know why?
But all of that in 30 seconds. We need to go.
Yeah, I did not make myself deputy governor. I was elected by Edo people, and I was not appointed by Obaseki. Edo people voted for me.
Ticket, yeah.
And when they voted for ticket, and that's why I said when Obaseki said I was an imposter, it means that even him as the governor is an imposter because it's a joint ticket. And when you know what a joint ticket is, what happened to the governor happened to the deputy governor.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
That's what happened.
Thank you very much, viewers, for joining us this afternoon. I've been speaking with the deputy governor of Edo State, Honorable Philip Shaibu, and it's been a wonderful time with him. I hope that very shortly we'll have another opportunity like this when you can shed some more light on the goings on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for coming.
And
thank you for staying tuned to KAFTAN TV. In a short while, we'll be doing the other part of the POLITY. Stay tuned.